yourself to have certain things, and therefore it means that now you're sacrificing the things that you're not supposed to be sacrificing. I think that's what it means. So like, let's say in terms of msebenzini for young professionals, because I am hoping even in this channel to reach over the young professionals. So with the young professionals,
she's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Misibude Ramalepe for those who do not know me. And yeah, man, thank you so much to each and every person. If you're new, let me start by welcoming you. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate the continuous support and love. It warms my heart. So in today's video, we're gonna talk a little bit about the term that's called lifestyle inflation. So today we're gonna be running around the lifestyle inflation, what is lifestyle inflation, how it comes about, and ways in which you can avoid it and everything else. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. So yeah, let's talk about this lifestyle inflation. It's to actually explain what it means, what my understanding is on it, is when you see the need, it's when you see the need to improve certain things, to increase your lifestyle, when there is an increase in your income. It can be through maybe at work, and then maybe they give you an increase, or maybe it can be caused by changes of environment. So I'll start by telling you about how it goes about the changes of environment and how it goes, and then next I'll talk about how it goes about the increase of an income. So what happens is that maybe let's talk about myself, because I think it's gonna be even much more understandable if I use myself as an example. So what happened is that during my high school days, I was staying in a hostel. So I was at boarding school. So what happened is that at boarding school we used to share bedrooms, and then coming to the university, I was like, when I got the option of staying with someone in my room, I was like, no man, I can't, because after all, I was staying with I was sharing bedrooms back in the days for the whole 6 years, for the entire 6 years, and I insisted to my parents that no, I need to find a single bedroom, but they were like, no, like there's nothing wrong with that, what learn to live with people. And I was like, no, I can, but I can't, all right. And then that was that. But until then, they were like, you know what, baby girl, what's gonna happen is that either we're gonna cut off some of your pocket money so that you can stay in a single room, or then you stay in your sharing bedroom, and then we give you your full allowance. And then that was the things that I was faced with, and having to think the money that they were gonna give me after that was like so little that I was like, no, it's fine. I was kind of forced now to stay with someone. But then I remembered as I was with myself to say, but why am I allowing this thing? Why is it like this lifestyle inflation is catching up with me? Why is it like it's taking over me? Because, by the way, I'm not a person to get carried away. I don't think I'm that person to get carried away and whatnot. And I was like, no, it's okay. I will stay here. And that's how it goes. Lifestyle inflation, it's when you can't really have certain things, but you're forcing yourself to have certain things. And therefore, it means that now you're sacrificing the things that you're not supposed to be sacrificing. I think that's what it means. So like, let's say in terms of msebenzini for young professionals, because I am hoping even in this channel to reach over the young professionals. So with the young professionals, what it means is that, let's say it's me and my first job. Now let's say they say they're gonna pay me a 5,000 rands, and then with my 5,000 rand I'm content, and then I have got an apartment that which I pay like maybe let's say 2,000 rands, and then with the remaining money it's 3,000 rands, and I'm like, okay, with this 3,000 rands I will be able to at least buy myself this and this and that, which are the essentials. And then, as a hardworking woman that I am, obviously I'll be an asset to the company. And then now maybe they happen to call me into the HR department to say, hey man, thank you so much, we appreciate the level of work that you're putting in here, the passion is just overwhelming, and therefore we decided to give you an increase. And then that is me with the increase, and I'm like, me with the increase, it's fine. They're like, okay, we're not gonna be able to give you a 10,000 rands. And I go, okay. Going back to my apartment, when I get here, first thing when I come here, I'm like, no man, I can't be using this fridge, you know, the one maybe I bought a bar fridge, for instance. Like, I can't be using this thing, I don't belong, I'm not a person for these things, you know. Or like, I'm like, the kettle, I can't be using something that's like 100 rand. What do I do with the remaining money? After I shall have settled my rent money, I shall have settled whatever that I need to settle, I'm like, I'm gonna go and buy myself a new kettle. And by the way, the news is that the old kettle there was nothing wrong with that kettle. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just that me and my ego, me and my thinking that I deserve something that I cannot afford. I'm like, no man, I can afford this. And then I go on to Take a Lot, browse through Take a Lot, and have my my Smeg kettle or Russell Hobbs or whatever expensive brands. And then I put away that one, or even sometime I just put it where I cannot even find it the next time when I'll be needing it. And then what happens next? I leave, it's fine, and I'm like, I'm in the top of the game here because I'm living according to my pocket and everything else. Come next month, maybe the electricity does whatever that it does, and then what happens? My kettle then completely yasinyega. And then what's happening after that? What happens is that I then have to go and buy a new one, and then as I check it, maybe it's in the middle of the month, and then now this is me, I don't have an emergency savings account, which I'm gonna talk about in the other video. I'll make a video whereby we talk a little bit about, we dive deep into what an emergency savings account is. Then what happens is that now I have to now go on to my overdraft. I go to my bank to say, can I have an overdraft so that I can go and buy this? Over time, this thing, it's gonna pass and everything else. And then the next thing, what happens is that I go onto my furniture store to say, can I have this on credit? Then now we're gonna be talking about the death. We're gonna be talking about me digging my own grave, which is through debt. And then now I'm gonna be having myself some debt because of a kettle, and not even forget actually I'll be forgetting that Ghana, this thing, I actually changed it when there was no need for me to change it. So you can see how lifestyle inflation is a very, very dangerous. The results of lifestyle inflation, it's dead. Like, we go to the university now, people will be like, no man, I can't be repeating my jeans and everything else. What do? They go onto their sports scene. A whole student like, I'm going over to my sports scene, I am going over to my whatever store that has beautiful clothes, say I'm gonna go and take my jeans on credit because I cannot afford to now go home with the same jeans. I can't afford to go home with 5 jeans and everything. To actually tell you a story, actually I saw a post just this morning when a person says that in my university apparently they had given people some money to say, the people who are staying in the private accommodations, to say, go take this money and go and settle your debt with your landlords. And someone was like, no, I'm having thoughts of not paying my landlord because now if I go home, people are gonna undermine me because I'll be broke. And yes, the guy was kidding, I know, but there is one person who would do that. In an actual fact, the person will do that. And that's what we call lifestyle inflation. You feel like just because I am a university student now, I have to go home having myself some proper makeup. But it's fine to have a proper makeup, but the question is, do you afford it? And I think affording it doesn't necessarily mean that if your makeup kit goes at like 500 rands, it doesn't mean that you have to like go and buy with that 500 rands and then after that there is nothing that's left. It means that you must have to buy that thing with 500 rands, and after that there must be some money that has remained to show that you afford that thing, not for you to like now count to say, hey, if I use the 500, I'm gonna be left with what. You see those things? Yeah, so I don't know, but I feel like I'm raising a generation of millionaires. I'm raising a generation of people who wanna be debt free. I think to change the thing from our parents, the thing of not having money always, the thing of not of having dry pockets. And I think that if you have tuned into this channel, you're here for the financial literacy content and whatever adulting tips and faith, of course. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that as it is December, this video I'm doing it because it's December. I think you're gonna take this and make an introspection. Go and sit down, dear. You're still in your 20s or whatever, but if you're in your university level, go and sit down to do an introspection, to say, but really, did I really need to go over to my Mr. Price to go and take those clothes on credit? It's not like you did not have anything to wear. Or yes, however you may try to justify it, to say, no, but me, I'm what, people do like justifying these things of money. But what I am just trying to say to you today is that go over to make yourself an introspection, to actually analyze, to actually think of it, to say, did I really need to have that thing before then? Because let's say with me now, I'm a person who, if in order for me to have this thing, I must save for like 3 months, or those March months. But if you're like me, go and do that self-introspection. Stop putting yourself under unnecessary pressure that does not gonna take you anywhere. And yeah, man, live a balanced lifestyle. And I believe that money rules remain the same. Whatever that you may want to say, money rules remain the same. However you spend, whichever way you spend your 100 rands today, because me, let's say with me, if I have money, I'll be having 100 rands, between 100 rands and 1,000 rands. The same way I spend that money, it's gonna be the same way I'll be spending my 20k or my 100k should I have that money in future. It's the same way. The money rules remain the same. Hence, I am saying to you that if you're a young professional, or you're like me, you're still a student, you can practice these things. You know that, no man, I don't have to let this lifestyle inflation take over me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that I was maybe too harsh and everything else, but I was not. It's just that I don't have a very, this face that other people have with beautiful smiles and everything else. But it's a story for another day, and I think it's not important. The importance of this video was just to make people aware of the lifestyle inflation, to say, do not let that lifestyle inflation to take over you, because really it's of no use, but it's gonna create debt, which is gonna be the death of you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, and yeah, man, feel free to comment. I don't know, just to comment, tell me what your thinking is, what your thought is, what your experience is, and the things that you would really like to change in the year 2021. I hope you have a very blessed day ahead. God bless you, and thank you for watching. Mwah.